All right. Readjusting after last night. Okay. Sorry, it's super warm in here right now. Run the fan for a few. What up? What up, guys? I meant to totally set the reminder. Totally forgot. Gonna fucking tweet this out real quick. And get rid of all that. Oh, fuck me. Okay, one sec. Alright. That's not what I need. What's going on, Fry Guy Zero? How are ya? Carrie M. It's okay. The stream was good. My dad came over actually, and we did a thing. That was pretty fun. Okay. Ah, fuck. I want that out of the way. There we go. I want that out of the way a little bit. Let me bring up something here and test. That will work. Okay. Sorry, it's getting things prepped. I just watched Hitman's Bodyguard. So like ran a little bit longer than I thought. I was all like, I got enough time. I'll get there and back. And then I totally spaced on that. And so that was actually a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it immensely. For one, I really just happened to enjoy Samuel L. Jackson, and I happen to enjoy Ryan Reynolds, and the fact they were together in a type of movie that you haven't seen recently. Is the best way to describe it. And it's one of those things. So let me bring up Twitter if it's not going stupid slow. Twitter has been really going slow on my PC lately. It not only my PC but my phone too. Neither one can handle it well. Neither one. It's bad across the board. So all right. Let me just put that up. Oh, nope. Okay. I mean, that's up right now. And I found out too that Periscope is doing some more with trying to get their live streaming bit going on, and I might be experimenting with that here as well. Oh, did I fuck up that? No, that's fine. You know what pisses me off about YouTube is like I update the settings, I update everything, and it still fucks up when I go to post it somewhere. It's like either the wrong thumbnail or the wrong title or the wrong whatever. It drives me up the goddamned wall. Okay. Let's see here. Did I hear about the guy over at Valve's news network got a series of videos flagged? Someone had posted something in the Discord about that. I haven't had a chance to watch it because I was watching the movie, so I saw it posted in there. I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Amazon won't stop crashing along with Instagram. Yeah, there's some shit going on, man. Like, you know, this almost as if these devices or whatever aren't whatever. Do Pornhub? Yeah. No. Is YouTube dying? No, Mr. Shadow. YouTube's not dying. It's not. As depressing as things are right now, and if I'm being 100% honest, pretty goddamn depressing. Like I'll let you guys know. So I had about yesterday, for example, I had 130 to 140,000 views, which is really good for my channel. I usually average about 65. So I'm doing double viewing, you know, double the views. My earnings will probably be about $60. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. And the thing is they're taking 2 days to approve videos for monetization. You get limited or no ads on there, but they're still taking 2 damn days. And then they've even already fucked up by some videos of mine. They'll say are monetized. The green little icon will be there, and then it's not. It just the system hasn't caught up yet with that little yellow circle. It just totally screws you over. It's now Midnight Edge After Dark. It's not a joke. It's still a viable platform. There are just problems that are happening with it right now. Some people have the suggestion of, you know, don't post for a day. I don't agree with that because it's not going to do anything. You're not posting for a day is not going to stop Vivo or the Young Turks or whomever, PewDiePie, whomever. Not posting for a day isn't going to have an impact. It's going to be a bloop, bloop, gone. Nothing. It's not going to matter. And the reason why I say that, and I come across like a prick when I say it like that, and I fully admit that, and I'll be a bit of a prick in the situation because I want to convey this point. Ever since chain letters were a thing on the internet, there's always been that let's boycott something for a day, right? It was Chevron in the 90s or in the early 2000s or whatever. It was, with MySpace, it was, oh, the gas prices are too goddamn high, which they were. Let's boycott. Let's make sure they don't get any of our fucking money for a day. But that's not going to say people are going to fill up the day before or the day after. So either way, they still get their pound of flesh. So it's not going to put a dent in their earnings. It's either made up the day before or the day after. And also, people aren't going to be involved in that day anyway because most people forget. Most people forget because life is busy. Your life, my life, our lives are busy. So you don't take away something. You preach a message on a certain day at a certain time. You thunderclap the fuck out of that shit. And it's been done before, and it's had more of an impact. People speaking out on something has an opportunity of being heard. Silence is just that. It's silence. Not posting, avoid, not having anything there isn't going to get across any kind of message. The message has to be unified. It has to be organized, and it has to be coming out at a time. And that's where we're currently at. Now, I don't know yet. There's some ideas I'm floating around in my own fucking head, but that's where we are. And I'm telling you this is the thing. It's like, I get the motivations behind the other, the other mindset of don't post. I get it. I get the motivations. It sounds good in theory. You're denying them something, but you have to understand is they don't care. So that's not how you're going to get anything across. Is, because you're not fucking with their money because they're just going to make it up elsewhere. 400, hours of content are uploaded every single minute on this platform. Right now, in the last minute I've been ranting about this subject matter, 400 hours of content have come up. I've been on for 7 minutes. That's 2,800 hours. Can't even tell you how many days that is. Right? That's a long time. It's over 100 days. Over 100 days. I say 100 and what? 100 and whatever days. 400 divided by 24. Yeah, that's a lot. Do I have to do the job hunt? Yeah, I reapplied at Uber today. I will be probably doing Uber Eats. I have to go get my my tires looked at tomorrow. Make sure my car is everything up good on that one, and I'll be delivering people's foods because that's what I got to do. I mean, if I'm being honest, Super Chat's roughly dead, and that's not anyone's fault. The show is fun, but it's also not engaging like watching somebody play, Player Unknown. It's a different kind of show. So I'm very appreciative of people that are here, but I'm not going to make any assumptions over what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I do my content for tomorrow today. It's entertaining, and that's the whole point. Thankfully, Amazon affiliates had an uptick. It was doing pretty bad, then had a bit of an uptick. So it's doing okay. Patreon is doing good this month. So there are elements coming into it, but at the same time, it's just like, it's where we are. But I don't want to spend all the time talking about that. It's depressing. It's really depressing. To the point of where I've basically pulled the plug on $3 Theater for the time being. I might review Hitman's Bodyguard on there. I might review a few other things. But the news coverage is just like, why put in the energy? I don't have the energy to spare. Why put it up? I'm, prepping for a kid, trying to find work, freaking out about that, freaking out about a lot of other stuff. Am I going to pay my mortgage? Am I going to make sure I have, diapers for the daughter? And then YouTube is fucking around with this shit. I don't have the energy to do it. And, and I'm still contemplating dropping $1,500 to go to a 3-day seminar in Los Angeles over YouTube. How to do it better. What don't I know from people who clearly do this kind of stuff? MatPat's going to be speaking at this event, and I'm tempted to do it. I'm also tempted to like push some streams to help pay for that through donations and shit, because I want to share that information. But it's also, at this point now, it's just preservation. So Am I going to skip the birth of my child so I can see Star Wars? As funny as that would be, I'm not Scaramucci. No, I would not skip. I would not skip the birth of my daughter to go and watch Star Wars. I would plan around it, but I would not skip it. Trust me, I have irons in the fire on that one. So there's that. Did I hear the one about the main act? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, Mars. That is on the thing tonight. I thought about doing that on $3 Theater, but because it's a socio-political issue and not just straight movie news, I don't want to dive into that kind of content on $3 Theater. However, I probably should because it's salacious and it would get the clicks. But that kind of content's more reserved for this one. I want to geek out about stuff on there, not talk about some guy quitting a movie over whitewashing. But that is something I want to talk about. It's a huge money saver in the long run to invest in cloth diapers. Yeah, that's entirely possible. Would I eat dog for Patreon money, or eat dog food for Patreon money? No, I won't go eat at Carl's Jr. So I'm good, thank you. Thoughts on Joel? Yeah, Joel Osteen. I know, no. I heard about the Joel Osteen thing. Due to the 6,000 person megachurch closing it off to people in Houston. Hundreds of thousands of people are displaced. They're going to get they're going to get hit again, you know, and it's something that arguably is worse than Katrina. You know, and I lost a friend in Katrina. And so, I mean, I have no idea if he's alive or dead. The last time I've spoke to this dude is literally the night before the levees broke. So, and this was a guy I had known from SOCOM, the original PS2 SOCOM. We met on there. He went by the name MLK Assassin. Yeah, he was a good dude. His name is Hank. He lived in New Orleans. We used to play SOCOM all the time. And then the last time I spoke to him was the night before the levees broke in August 2005. I shot him a call out to Louisiana and everything else. And I'm just like, hey, man, like, are you okay? You know, you doing good? He's like, oh, yeah, my girl and I are getting ready to evacuate out to her parents' house. And he's like, I'll be back on the game in a week. Look for me there. He never came back. And I didn't know his real name. I didn't know any information about him. I didn't know anything about the guy in order to be able to make inquiries about whether or not he is alive. Part of me thinks he is. He was too crazy of a dude to be killed in that mess. But at the same time, I haven't spoken to him in 12 years, and he never came back. His SOCOM clan never heard from him again. And none of us ever heard anything from this guy, so we assumed either his PS2 died, which could be a thing, you know. This was 2005. MySpace was still around, you know. But yeah, I don't know. So he's been gone. I like to think he's alive somewhere, doing Lines of Blow, playing whatever online video game, probably Call of Duty. I'd say is a good speed right now, and then going to bed every night. This is a motherfucker who used to like get hyped up, play hours and hours and hours of SOCOM, and then to calm himself down would watch Oliver Stone's JFK in order to pass the fuck out. I thought that was interesting. What's up, Secular Talk wannabe? Thoughts on UC Berkeley happenings this weekend? Did I see the Pepsi guy? I haven't seen the new Pepsi guy video. Someone linked it to me earlier. They said Twitter's been acting up, so I haven't really had a chance to watch it yet. I need to watch it. That guy's great. Okay, so the church bought a lot of people, or bought a lot of air mattresses so it can house people. Yeah, it's all a tax write-off for that guy anyway. Fucking Lord knows he needs that shit. I heard they're taking donations on the main page though. But the thing is, televangelists are scummy motherfuckers. Scummy motherfuckers. If you're gonna preach to people for money through the internet, then you need to do it live and talk to them directly. Like you, Carlos Veloso. I want you to press your hand to the screen right now. Your left hand, not your jerk hand. Because I know this is the one you jerk off with, but your left hand. You place it to the screen. I want you to repeat after me. Lord Jesus, Cthulhu, cure me of the herpes. Cure me of the herpes. And you are now cured of herpes, sir. And it's okay. I don't mean to ruin your secret, but you've been cured of herpes. I know you told me in private about your herpes dilemma. I get it. It's a problem. But now you don't have that anymore. Your herpes is gone. It's cured by Cthulhu, the Lord of Darkness, here to come and save you from your herpes. You jerk with your left hand, Gonzo Duke. That is sinful, sir. That is sinful. That is, what, you write with your right hand? Look, whether or not Matt Pat's a scumbag is not the point I'm trying to make. The guy has been successful. I'm there to learn that kind of shit. That's what I want to go for. Pokemon Fetishet says, Pepsi, penny earned for the protection and security of Israel. Is that what the guy went by in that video? Oh my God. Did Trump purposely pardon Arpaio during the storm as a distraction? It was coincidence, I think. He was already going to do it, but I think it was like one of those moments where he was like, well, there's a hurricane currently barreling down on the 4th largest city, or is it the 8th largest city in America? Whatever, one of the two. I've heard both at this point. Lots of people are going to be in lots of trouble. The mayor didn't order an evacuation. That's only going to further fuck things. So yeah, why don't we just pardon him? The thing is, it was a couple days earlier than that. He said he was going to pardon Arpaio, so we already knew that was going to happen. So yeah, at that point in time, it's more or less like Trump's just a dick for doing it. Arpaio was ordered by a federal court to stop racially profiling people, and he had been racially profiling people for years. Despite, I have friends who are Republican, who are conservative, who live in Maricopa County, and they will defend him, but it's like, there's only so far you can defend him, and the thing with this is, it's not so much what Arpaio did, it's that it went through the judicial system and it hadn't even been completed yet. And Trump came in and pardoned him before the sentencing process, which basically goes to show you that if you're loyal to Trump, if you're a crony of Trump, you can basically get away with whatever you want. And that, to me, is more disgusting than anything else. People, again, conservatives like, whoa, Obama pardoned all these bad people. Yeah, but Obama ain't the one in fucking power right now. And he ain't the one that's, pardoning something before it had a chance to finish in the court system. That's the issue. Then Arpaio's like, I'm going to run for Senate. Dude, you're 85 years old. You'll be lucky if you run out of Depends before you die. Like, that's the issue here. Is like, no, Arpaio should just fuck off out of that place completely. So, pay each penny, save Israel, as Pepsi says more. Yeah, racial profiling worse. Got to keep Mexicans away from our Home Depots. You ever see the Amazing Racist video where he did that? That was horribly funny. Base Stickman got banned from Berkeley protest. Doesn't really surprise me. He pardoned Joe Arpaio to say fuck you to verified Twitter. Maybe. Trump's a piece of shit, so there's that. Hey, what's going on, Magog? How are you, buddy? Yeah, man, like there's a lot of shit with Trump that's just like, I'm gonna use the term problematic. It is. Like, we got a president that likes to troll. That's fine. I love a good troll, don't get me wrong. But when you hold the highest office in, the country, and also you kind of are known as the leader of the free world, one would hope that you would take your job more seriously than he has. And anyone out there who likes to roll with the Democrats are just aren't giving him what he wants, that's a bullshit argument, because the Democrats aren't the ones controlling the House and the Senate and the executive branch. So there's that. I'm not saying that they wholly control, it's not supermajority here, but they still have power that they clearly are impotent with. All right. The fact that my favorite thing to come out of Trump presidency so far is it just shows the sheer impotence of Paul Ryan, how he's all talk, how how pissed off he is that his healthcare repeal and replace failed multiple times. They had 7 years to get that shit right. 7 fucking years. And what they do with it, they just kind of, like limp jerked each other off over it, and then it failed because it wasn't a valid plan. And here's the thing too, the citizens of the country, the ones who spoke up against this repeal, they may have hated Obamacare, but they would rather stick with the devil they know than the devil they don't. And that's where we're at right now. Let's see here. Sergeant Buck says $5. Thank you, Sergeant Buck. Someone should drive a Dodge Challenger full of Pepsi into an Antifa rally. Bonus points for avoiding casualties. Well, I can't necessarily get on board with that, because the likelihood of actually avoiding casualties is not necessarily going to happen with a Dodge Challenger full of cans of Pepsi. At that point, you are kind of a Dodge of peace. peace through violence, but still peace nonetheless. And, you know, Yahoo will write a great piece about you. CNN will praise you. I love that. I have to say, I love that. You know, Charlottesville happened, horrible event all the way through. But the left was lionizing Antifa. Oh, these are the great people. They are the great emancipators from fascism in our country. That's what they are. And then of course that emboldens them. Very similar to, you know, the claims that Trump emboldened white nationalists and shit. Except you know, they come out and they start beating the shit out of people. So it's just funny. Pokemon Fetish says hashtag Nasheed for speed. Okay, Nathan, in Defenders, do I think they overused Gao's abilities? No, Gao, she used him like 3 times. Once was to open a door, you know, and then she couldn't stop what happened at the end with her ability, so no, they didn't overplay. Mass shooting at Black Bloc when? The next time there's a confrontation, guns will come out. You know, like there was a video from Charlottesville of the one white supremacist dude or whatever pulling out the gun and shooting at the ground next to the black guy, and everyone's freaking out about that. But then the flip to that story is that the black guy had like taken a lighter and an aerosol can and was making a mini flamethrower, and the dude shot at him in order to like dissuade him. Now at the same time, the white dude said, hey, N-word to the black guy. So it's kind of like a whole clusterfuck situation where no party involved is remotely in the right. And yet I think TYT was just like, well, that person that he shot at's a fucking hero. Because, you know, TYT is a bunch of dicks. I really don't like TYT. I watch them. I don't know why. I think boredom. Yeah. Paul Ryan's ringing endorsement of Antifa. No. I didn't. Stalin wants a wrenching. He's wanted a wrenching for a while. That's why I don't give it to him. Avant. Okay, like TYT sometimes hits the mark, but then again, a broken clock is right twice a day. You know? And so a broken clock being right twice a day, you know, and then people might probably say the same thing about me too. Like, I know there are people like out there that really hate my viewpoints on shit, and they'll be like, oh, MundaneMatt is fucking goddamn, but he was right about that. We can be right and disagree. I think part of it is I hate a lot of people that do a lot of the BS when it comes to like kind of like the blaming of everything on everybody else. Sounds like I need a daily dose of mad, so I watch TYT. No, I just play XCOM 2. Pokemon Fetishes says, a broken cuck is alt-right twice a day. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh my god. North Korea nuked Japan. No, they didn't. I'm in between Sargon and TYT. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Raji, I'm not gonna show you my belly. So there's that. Arpaio and Razorfist sitting in a tree. Yeah, Mr. James, Bloggington. I follow Razorfist on there. I love that dude. He's a great YouTuber. I disagree with him wholeheartedly on this issue, but I think he's probably coming at it very similar to the way that I go after Antifa. Is just there's certain elements of that movement, I guess the one he's against and the one I'm against, that really get under our skin, and we kind of get vocal about that. Like I've gotten in fights with people about that shit. Pokemon Fetish, it says here, the rape of Nankangs. Did you guys see the Assassin's Creed thing on Steam? The We Was Kangs meme is trying to happen there. That's fucking fantastic. Magog, thank you for the $5, saying, I support MundaneMatt. Help out if you can. I will spare you from enslavement when I conquer you. Also worship me. Is that decent, Magog? I could probably growl a bit more. I saw a bit of your live stream earlier. The side quest 03. That was good, man. That was good. Unfortunately, I had to go, so I couldn't finish all of it, but that was pretty good stuff. Yeah, well, Antifa and left-wingers are mad. It doesn't matter what they're mad at. That's just a definitive statement. Will I play Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle? Eric the Gamer, I picked my copy up in the morning. I'm excited. I've been playing XCOM 2, getting hyped back in for that kind of gameplay again. And the game looks like a lot of fun. So there's definitely that. ISIS threatens to behead porn star Mia Khalifa. You know what? I've seen the videos in question. If I were ISIS, I probably would feel the exact same way. But for me, I didn't feel the same way. So there's that. Yvette Falarka is going to write a book in prison. Mein Cunt. Who is Yvette? Who is that? Who is that chick? I know. I've heard that name before. Where the fuck do I know that name from? So, how much money do I have? Not enough. There's been a lot of Canadian donations, which is worth 70 cents on the American dollar. So if you really want to talk about a wage gap on the international marketplace, Canada to America, that'd be your wage gap. Except Canada's not all full of bitches. So there's that. I'm going to get in trouble for that one, I swear to God. Oh, okay. I should probably look to see what's even remotely going on. I finished watching the movie, and so I came over and oh, did I fucking hold on here? Okay. Hold on. Where is that other goddamn? Oh, mother dick Christ cock piece of shit. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to get my window. Oh. Alright then. It's working now. Something was up with OBS. It wasn't working properly. I'm trying to find the stories. I know what I want to talk about. I just haven't, like, looked at everything yet. I haven't got it all situated. Or if you guys have any articles you want me to take a look at, you could send them off to me. MundaneMatt.com/submit would be good. There's one, it was about womb raiders. This chick was killed and the baby was cut out of her. I heard about that and I wanted to talk about that because that's a fucked up story. No, that's a stupid. Oh, that's a stupid one. That's a really stupid. That's a. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's that one. We'll do this. It's a dark, twisted tale, and one that I find to be interesting. So sue me on that one. A lot of dark, twisted shit. Pokemon Fetish that says, Cedric, the PlayStation told me to do this. Well, keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. Yvette is one of the BAM leaders. What's BAM again? I've heard the name. The Hound was good on Game of Thrones. Can you donate a sandwich? Sure, my P.O. box is listed on any of the video descriptions. Although someone sent Jacqueline Glenn maggots. That's fun. Am I becoming gray from stress or age? Probably a combination of both. Probably more on the stress than that. It's kicked in a lot more in the last couple of years since Gamergate started. It's been 3 years of shit. So, oh, by any means necessary. Okay, I have heard of that, Chelsea. Yeah, I have heard of that. I know North Korea launched an unidentified ballistic missile over Japan. I know that. It happened this morning. Again, what's more saber rattling? And I don't want to be like, I wish we wouldn't even be having these discussions. But if you notice, Trump has dropped his saber rattling back at North Korea. Right? Our Lord and Savior, God Emperor Trump, like, antagonized him and then fucked off. Sounds about right for the Donald, doesn't it? There we go. Am I joining BAM? No. I'm not going to take my shirt off. Oh, you tried to send Wizard of Cos beer and the UPS treated your package like a soccer ball? Yeah, it's because you got to put that shit in like a cooler. Next time you want to do that, go to Walmart, spend $5, put the beer in a cooler, and then just wrap it up, put that in a bag. That's how you have to send beer. Unfortunately, they give zero fucks. My bag when I came back from Comic-Con was tossed around by the air. Like, I had so much like oil smudges on. I was pissed off. So when the right brings guns, will Antifa create their own armed militia? No, because Antifa can't afford guns. Most of them don't have jobs. Did I ever feel the Irish versus black thing going on with the Mayweather fight? No, but if I could see the Irish taking a little bit of annoyance with some of that, to be honest with you. I mean, most people don't realize how poorly the Irish were treated when they came to this country. They were regarded as lower than black people in the social pecking order, and that never gets talked about. That like never gets talked about. But it's true, and it's sad because racism sucks. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, history is history. It was Hurricane Harvey racist? No, but it is definitely something to do with climate change. Is the moon racist? Only the man who lives there, because he tells everyone to get the fuck off his yard, and then he drops a really horrible racial epithet that I can't repeat it on the web. But you know what he says. He's clearly pissed off all the time. Why was North Korea not wiped off the map? Because it's saber rattling, and there's ramifications to wiping it off the map, whether you like it or not. Antifa marches with airsoft guns. DACA, I would agree with you, except also, you know, there are airsoft guns that do cost more than, like, you know, actual guns. Again, back to my point, Antifa not having jobs. Although I will say this. I caught that TYT video today from that little Scottish twink who was going off about the Charlottesville protest. And, like, his only default go-to insult was like, oh, these guys have never touched a beer or never touched a boob, right? Oh, them out there just like, oh, they're virgins, mad, but their tiki torches represent their penis. You're just like, what the fuck's this guy? Like, it was, again, like, if your only insult is you've never been laid, and he used that same joke like 3 or 4 times through his roast, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on, you guys have to have better writers. Your editing at least is, you know, somewhat like on point with fucking Onision. But no, it was a wasteful fucking rant. You know, it was one of the stupidest things ever. Like, Seth MacFarlane could have come out there with the most, like, stereotypical Scottish accent ever and just off the cuff done more damage to these guys than this particular dude. So what do I think about protesters doing a 10-day march away from Charlottesville to D.C.? It'll take them 10 days to get there? That's a ways. That's whatever, man. They have a right to assemble. Do I think Antifa will ever realize that recruiting more Nazis? Yeah, when people start killing in the name of Antifa, a lot of those fuckers will jettison themselves from that entire situation when they start realizing, oh damn, dog, we fucked up. You know, we really fucked up. So there's that. Okay, I need to find the Ed Skrein article. Oh, any of you guys see the Super Troopers trailer today? That was pretty fucking tight. That was good. That one I liked quite a bit. That was pretty entertaining for a 1:08 teaser trailer, but I am down for more come 4/20 of next year. So I am definitely on board. Down with the clown, as the kids say. I regret saying that. Okay. Damn it, I had my third story. I forget what it was now. So yeah, if you guys got shit you want me to fucking talk about, send me some story ideas. MundaneMatt.com/submit. We'll be kicking this bitch off in just a few minutes for that one too. Let me see. Check the okay, hold on. Looking through one guy's thing. No, that's not what I want to talk about. God damn it. You know, like, sometimes you get some good stuff. Other days it's shit. Let me take a look at what the Google News is talking about. Anything good there? Really, Trump actually had far higher ratings than pardoning Joe Arpaio as a hurricane hit. That sounds entertaining. All right, Joel Osteen, Amazon. I don't know. What do you guys got for me? What do you guys got? Anything good? I know Destiny 2 is next week, man. There's a big. I'm going to PAX this weekend, and there's Bungie's doing a bunch for Destiny, and everything else. So there's that. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. I don't know yet. I want to play it. I might actually try to play that at PAX. Please research how feminists are shaming young boys are being shamed for being born male. The rapper 10,000, that is not anything that is new. Do I think Antifa would kill somebody? Yes, Matthew Murray, I do. I think they will. I think it might be inadvertently, or it might be on purpose. I think they beat a guy, I heard, into a coma, but then again, I don't know how true that is. But I have seen videos of them beating him, and then I've seen photos of them. I mean, this is horrible, guys. Just absolutely abusing trash cans. Hashtag trash can lives matter. You know, they provide an invaluable service to the people of not only this country but the world as a whole, and as a persecuted minority group that is primary function is a trash receptacle, just a means of us disposing our garbage. They need more respect, and they've been burned, they have been beaten, they have been systematically destroyed. But yesterday I saw a video of the of Berkeley Police Department escorting one to safety, and it just warmed my heart. So there's that. DP is moving from a legal weed state to an illegal weed state. Yeah, I did. I saw TJ's announcement. That actually, just in terms of everything with YouTube, essentially, that frightened me more than anything else. When a person like him, who you know, at the height of last year, was making, you know, I mean, I don't know how much he was making. My estimation was north of 20K a month, and now that is an educated, you know, well-educated guess. How, you know, he's moving back to Louisiana. He says it's job opportunities, working on a movie, but you know, but Ben's staying behind in the studio and everything else, and Paul's going with them. I guess they got hit harder than I thought. That probably tells me that Drunken Peasants, while it does bring them a fair amount of money in terms of Super Chat, the 30% YouTube was taking was far too much. And the Patreon wasn't as much as it could have been. So that's the situation that I take from that. I haven't talked about it directly. I hit him up after I saw the video saying, hey, I'll be in Seattle this weekend if you want to get together. He's already going to be gone, so you know, he's making the announcement and he's probably out the door. It sucks because TJ moving, you know, to Seattle, getting a house in Bellevue, which is the most expensive part of town, which might have been his mistake. You know, I mean, I could always recommend to him, hey, move south by me. It's way cheaper here. And it's way chiller, you know. But if they were hit in the way that I feel like they might have been hit, that is extremely disheartening. And if he can't hold on, then what the fuck are the rest of us gonna do? I mean, that's a legitimate question right there. If TJ can't hold on, and TJ is running to where it's cheaper to live, and I'm not saying running as a negative, I mean just that's what it feels like. He's moving away, he's leaving, you know. I think he has the intent to come back to Seattle when things get better. It's just one of those things. Also, it's just yeah, it was one of those moments I had to sit back and go, wow, man. Actually, that was what prompted me to put $3 Theater in hibernation. Focus on the channel, focus on the main channel. I don't want to not focus on $3 Theater, but you know, it's fun, but it's a lot of extra work that I could be spending doing something else right now that might have a better turnaround. So yeah, there's totally that. Yeah, no. I have a fan. It's warm. It's been 90 degrees here and shit. My room gets really warm at night. See, the weird thing about living in Washington, chilly in the morning, chilly in the afternoon, hits around 3 p.m. heat. So, and then it stays warm all night long. The thing is, if I talk about Mia Khalifa getting threatened by ISIS, I can't monetize that video. I mean, it doesn't really matter much anymore. But Twinkle is gay, and that's a new one. I have at least 205 fans. There are 205 people in here. Wow, awesome, cool. Unknown Archive says, "Don't worry, TJ is an expert in not working and begging for cash." Look. I know what you're talking about. Look at the success of Drunken Peasants. Yes, it has a lot to do with Scotty, Ben, and even Paul. But they've built something with that. They've built something on top of, you know, TJ's already larger than life personality. And that is something that works for them. And that's cool, man. Like, I have the utmost respect for Drunken Peasants and what they've been able to create. I know of TJ's past and everything else. So I don't think he'll have any problem getting back on his feet when the time is right. But he might be waiting for the right thing to come along. That being said, it's still a thing, kind of like, you know, like a big person, like Sargon and the whole lawsuit thing. That's a big event. It's like what impacts one of us impacts all of us scenario. And so that's kind of where I'm at mentally, is I'm trying to think of like every possible outcome and maybe how to get there, you know, like kind of like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, just nowhere near as dickish. So TJ wants you up his bum. Sure. How much rum is too much rum? I guess when you're dead? Teddy bearisms. I'm not a fucking lizard person. Gaming for quarters. I want to play Absolver. I just, that came out today, right? So, yeah, DHF Hades. Yeah, he lives here in Washington. Is No Country for Old Men an overrated movie? Yes. Yes, it is. It's a good movie, but when it gets to the whole, like, motel scene, and then Llewellyn is dead, and there's, like, no explanation, even though we've been following this character for, like, 3/4 of the movie, invested in this character, and then he's just dead, and then it shifts gears to Tommy Lee Jones. I'm like, fuck you, Coen Brothers. Fuck you, get out of here. The movie was so well done. Shigeru was a great villain. You just had, and you know, some people go, oh, but Corman McCormick, whatever the fuck his name is, that's just his style. No, fuck that. You're telling a narrative. You can't sit, like, fuck the adaptation at that point in time. You know what I mean? Give me the final battle. If anything, or make that goddamn hotel fight scene like the final battle. What author's book series do I like? Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series was great. I'll catch shit for this probably, but I really liked Harry Potter quite a bit. From what I've read of Game of Thrones, it's good stuff. Love the show. The book's better, way better, but the show, you know, keeps it going. Become V's apprentice. Learn that gypsy magic for e-begging. Yeah, I guess so. I talked to him about that one time too. He even admitted, he's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like Borat, but you know, I talk more. That's not a good V. But he sounds like Borat, and he does that. He does that for attention. You know. Is Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2 the better movie? Second one for me. Okay. What are my thoughts on alternative social media? Kawhi, if you want to get into alternative social media, that's cool. Downside to alternative social media is that there won't be the people that are there. I know, like, you know, Sargon's on Minds and Gab, and I know Dave Cullen is on Minds and Gab, and a lot of people are on Minds and Gab, you know. I tend to go where the numbers are. I'm not looking to, you know, at the time when it becomes pertinent to jump over, the audience that's generally mine, that I share with everybody, will already be there. So then I can just say that I'm there. So I'm not really looking to build up. So there's that, you know. Okay, Giolo Suffizer says here, do you think Sargon has any chance of winning this lawsuit? All the coverage I've seen so far says his best option is to settle outside of court. I don't know. I said settle. Sargon, I think, is going to fight it, to be honest with you. I think he has a good shot at thinking he might win. Philly D talked about it, and Philly D wasn't too sure. You know, those of us who have an understanding of the American copyright system, we look at it, and again, it's one of those scenarios. The reason why I said to settle is it has a lot to do with the win-loss ratio, the win or losing of the case. All right. As like I said before, what impacts one of us impacts all of us. So that mentality has to be taken into consideration when discussing these issues as a whole. So if Sargon wins, then basically that would be, okay, cool, this is a legal precedent for this particular type of satire and social commentary based upon fair use, which would be fine, which would be good. If he loses, then that basically opens the floodgates for other lawsuits to take place. Whereas if he settles, it's neither an admission of guilt or a victory, right? It's just you're making it go away. And you can look at that as you can look at that however you want. But that's the truth of it. And so if he pays the money or settles with her out of court, then it goes away. Doesn't go before a judge, doesn't go before a jury, there's no verdict, there's no legal precedent, it goes the fuck away. And that is, in my opinion, uneducated lawyer, armchair lawyer, internet commentary person, whatever opinion, In this particular case, looking at all the relevant available information, that is the best course of action. And some people out there have called me a cuck for saying that. They've said, "Oh, I wouldn't even say that. Get your balls." I'm like, you want to live to fight another day, or do you want to fucking hedge? You want to hedge all your bets, or just walk up to the roulette table and put it all on zero, because that's what you're doing. It's not running in red or black. You're running it at zero. You want that small chance of hitting that 1 in 35. That 35 times win. It ain't H3H3. It ain't H3H3. It ain't gonna be the same. And the thing is, and I love Sargon as a person, as a creator, great dude. So I don't want him to be in this situation. I feel very bad, but that's where my mind is. Is YouTube turning a blind eye to disturbing Elsa and Spider-Man fetish videos marketed towards young kids? No, actually they are not. Part of their new updated ad policy, their guidelines actually said you cannot use copyrighted characters in those particular ways. So while those videos may not stop being made because they kind of fall under fair use for satire and humorous satire, so on and so forth, their ability to earn money is going to go away, which basically at that point kind of kills that cottage industry. So, all right, see you later, Godless Monk. Do I think Mike Cernovich is really that bad? He's better than most. Mike Cernovich is, in my opinion, I think he is as God, what's the word I want to use here? He is a bandwagoner. Absolutely a bandwagoner. He will jump into something, as I've seen, from what I've witnessed, and this is, again, my opinion, not a definitive statement. I've seen him jump into these situations and act like he only cares about it from one perspective, and then when that perspective goes away, he will jump onto something else. As, again, my opinion, evidenced by, from what I can tell, with Trump. He was, oh, I'm pro-Trump, I'm pro-Trump, I'm pro-Trump, and then now when it's no longer profitable to be pro-Trump, to some extent, he's no longer pro-Trump. And it took a little bit to get there, but he got there. Same thing with the alt-right. He was like, I'm alt-right, I'm alt-right, I'm alt-right. Here comes Richard Spencer. Hail Trump, hail our people. And he's like, oh, fuck. I am not alt-right. Not anymore, man. That's the whole thing with Cernovich. Cernovich is a phony, in my opinion. I don't trust him. I've watched his live streams. I've watched the nonsense that he spews. Lying to people, telling them things that they want to hear, but he's been able to rise himself to prominence by peddling fear and bullshit. So I guess kudos. You sold your soul for some cheap Amazon e-sales. There you go. What's my opinion of Stefan Molyneux? I can handle Stefan. On I'd say most things. Some things I'm like, dude, you're way out there, but yeah, I don't have anything against the guy. Do you think South Park is nihilistic? No, I think South Park generally does care, and they're expressing that they're expressing their view of change through, I guess you could say, perceived nihilism, but more or less through scathing social commentary about, like, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. Let's move on with their fucking day. Cernovich is the guy who's obsessed with this cum. That's entirely possible. He talks about swallowing nootropics. Yeah, it sounds like it. Also, that whole thing he posted about you can't get AIDS or something, or you can't get sexually transmitted disease if you don't believe you can get a sexually transmitted disease. I'm like, I don't know if that's how this works. But you have freedom of thought in this country, so sure. What do you think about the implosion of rebel media? I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. Those guys, they tried hitching their wagon to Trump during the post the election. Every other one of their tweets had hashtag MAGA on it. Even shit that wasn't even related to American politics had hashtag MAGA on it. Ezra Levant tried so hard to get his hand on Trump somehow. He even was able to get Posobiec. He got Jack Posobiec White House press credentials. Right? He sent Posobiec The dude who manufactured the dumb Star Wars hashtag. The dude who helped Laura Loomer run up on stage for that Shakespeare play while shouting, "You're all Goebbels," at people, had White House press credentials as a result of Ezra Levant and the rebel media. And that's just hysterical to me. That's just hysterical. Void, I did see Jim's latest video on Tig. And you know what, man? It's like, you can tell he is, that one was kind of iffy. It was funny enough, but I don't think it really went anywhere. I think he was just like biding time to get to the big finale. GTA Smuggler's Run. I haven't played GTA in a while. I need to go pull that out. War of the Chosen. I don't know. Wait, hold on. How do I sound jealous about Rebel Media? I know Lauren Southern used to work there. She doesn't work there anymore. And even when she did work there, she went, I remember Lauren from a couple years ago, she was definitely right-leaning, but now she's so far right-leaning. It's like, and I don't know how much of that's her own opinion or how much she is playing that up for her base. And part of me thinks it's probably more an act than anything else. And I like Lauren quite a bit, so, you know, I don't take pleasure in saying that, but that's my opinion. And how do I sound fucking jealous of a Canadian right-wing news organization that's imploding due to dubious practices from its dumbass leader? All right, like, that's such a fucking intellectually dishonest comment to make. You got the cutest clip of my dad and I. Thanks a lot, Mitzi. That was fun. It was fun having him on. We got to do that again. Sergeant Buck says, Jack probiotic. Thank you very much, Sergeant Buck, for snaps for trap shirts. Oh, that's right. I've called them probiotic, I think, right? I've called them that before. No. I kind of agree, but you should probably see photos of your sister. Rebel Media is fake news. Sure. Yeah, okay, a bad on 380. I'm not going to disagree with you. Far-right girls are hot. Like, every time I see a Twitter avatar of, like, a relative-looking blonde girl posting about Islam, I'm like, she's gonna be someone from the right. Because the conservatives tend to get the hotter chicks. Is Lauren Southern a journalist or an activist? Well, Voslov, that's going to be a question that will one day be asked in court. That will be a question that will one day be argued in court. I guarantee it. And I can't tell you what the answer is. So do I think that the NCAA football series should come back? I don't even know what the fuck that is, dude. I don't follow football. I don't care about football. Hand egg is just a boring sport to me. So there's that. Conservatives get hotter chicks because they're brain dead. So 1 for activists, 2 for you're wrong. Faith Goldie has too much shit in her lips. Yeah, I found it funny that they fired Faith, and then everything went to crap. That's kind of funny. So, am I saying that the left is a realm of land whales? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, I mean. Do I moonlight as a Mexican wrestler? No. No. And we've had coffee. So you know I don't do that you know I don't. But I do need to head back up to Canada pretty soon. So I like next time I'm in Canada, we'll fucking have to hang out again. Am I grateful that ant snorting didn't catch on? The ant snorting challenge? What the fuck is that thing? And yes, I'm very glad about that. God damn, I've been talking to you guys for an hour. I should fucking do some work. Geo, yeah, man, I agree. He says here, the moment she stepped on the float and fired flares at the immigrant ship, she became an activist. I do agree with that, which is one of the reasons why I can see where Patreon came from. That's it. Wait, Mitzi's not I thought I had given Mitzi mod power. So there's that. I know. Ant snorting. What the fuck, right? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? Ant snorting. This is all some crazy shit. All right, I got some stuff here posted. Okay, defending control point. I don't know who you are. I actually did a video about the guy lying about getting stabbed today, actually. So it's one of those moments where if you head over to youtube.com/MundaneMatt and take a look at the current videos tab, you might see content from today. But it's okay. I put out lots of shit, so there's that. All right. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Emergency UN recommendations urges restrictions of free expression. What? Let's hold on. I gotta take a look at this here. That's too long of an article, man. Like, I like the idea, but it's one of those things that, due to the time restraints of this particular format, something that I know. I know that Wizard of Cause will appreciate. I try to keep it a little bit like fact-based and a little bit shorter. Michael Moore said that Trump will be reelected in 2020. Well, he did say Trump would get elected, so there's that. Okay. I'm looking to find some let's see here. Berkeley mayor is urging UC Berkeley to cancel Free Speech Week. That's an okay article. Although it's a Daily Wire. I mean, the only thing I don't like about the Daily Wire is it's like every time I read an article there, it's like there's Ben Shapiro's face. Like, buy my book. Buy my book. Like, no, stop it, Ben. Go eat a pizza. Have a party. Oh, okay. Oh my God, there was a shooting at a library in New Mexico today. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find something interesting here. I feel like there hasn't been a lot. Like, there's been good news. Like I got some crazy story here, but I've been thinking about like holding it for the Patreon feed for later on this week. Whoa, here's something interesting. Okay. Bam, sucker. There we go. This is for the YouTubers out there, because apparently Kim.com wants to earn more income for you YouTubers with a Bitcoin payment system. That one we will talk about. And Kim.com is a larger-than-life individual who I just find to be interesting. So there is definitely that. Okay. Let me just bring that up here. Oops. Yep, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Joel. I know Joel Osteen refused. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, because I understand that the adpocalypse, you know, that a lot of stuff isn't going to get monetized. I also be very careful with what I do cover, in order so stuff can possibly be monetized. I still have to think that far ahead. The Joel Osteen thing, because it's going to be Hurricane Harvey, no Hurricane Harvey videos are going to be fucking monetized on YouTube, hands down. They're just not going to happen. They're all going to be confirmed for manual review. Or confirmed by manual review, not be allowed. And the reason why this is going to happen is because it's this thing. You have to wait like at least a month or something to talk about Hurricane Harvey and get away with it, because that's how they get you. That's what they're doing right now. They're basically, if they don't fix the system, and I've reached out to YouTube again about how to, you know, about this whole monetization issue. We'll see if I get anything back. But it's just they take 2 days to get in there, and so since videos, you know, last only a couple fucking days, you're not going to get a lot out of it. So that's unfortunate. And okay, all right, double check all that. And hold on. Okay, someone's accusing me of oh, fuck you, god damn it. Okay, so Dusty, cult of goddamn shithead Dusty, made a comment here. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I'll just fucking bring it up on the screen. Stupid cult of Dusty. I just saw this. This is kind of funny. So hold on. Yeah, let me find it real quick here. Okay. One moment. Okay, so take a look at this right here, right? So you've got Cult of Dusky saying, oh, fuck. Anti-SJWs have been putting out so much fake stuff lately, it's unbelievable. They're becoming worse than Christians, which is just not true in the slightest. And then this guy here, Scarlet Morbidity, says, when MundaneMatt made a 10-minute video saying TSA won't allow Comic-Con purchases on board, it was when it was complete bullshit. And I did correct that, by the way, after Comic-Con, but that's not exactly true entirely what it was. It was that it was comic books. They weren't allowing comic books on board in your checked luggage in order to, because of the way it fucked with the system. And that was confirmed when I went to San Diego International Airport mere hours after recording that video and spoke with a person at Southwest about that. I think it was Alaskan Air or Delta Air that put up that sign, and that sign was taken out of context by them. They misinterpreted that rule, but that rule came about from another convention where they were giving out mass booklets of glossy paper, and that's what was setting off alarms and shit. So this isn't fake news, scarlet morbidity. You know, this is like something that was at the time posted with this reason. It just so happened that the TSA wasn't enforcing it, and I did cover that when I got back to town, like I think the next night or whatever. So again, the nonsense that anyone out there will fucking believe is a load of shit and a goddamn fucking half. Jesus Christ, these fucking people, man. Who's this Dusty guy? No one of value. No one of value. He's gone straight old man yells at cloud. Dusty used to be one of like the hardcore YouTube atheists. At this point now, he's just a fucking an atheist Steve Shives. I mean, if you put them side by side, if you put them, I'm gonna try this real quick here. All right, if you put them, all right, hold on, let me find this here. Okay, let's see if anyone has put them side by side. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. No, I don't. Some of the most watched fucking stupid shit. Just give me the goddamn image. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Right? How? Tell me. You tell me. If one of these gentlemen, like, you know, was in a lineup and they're looking for the other gentleman, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. They're the same exact fucking person. They could easily be, like, you know, somewhat related. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Fucking Steve Shives, man. Oh my god. Dusty, is this an alt-right Steve Shives? No, no one really cares about atheist videos anymore. No one cares about atheist videos. There's a reason why T.J. Kirk has gone from The Amazing Atheist to just T.J. Kirk and shit. He's wanted to drop that moniker. Whereas Cult of Krusty here, thank you very much for that comment in the chat, is just, you know, whiny old man that yells at clouds, just like Steve Shives. That's what they fucking are. That's what they are. They're just ridiculous people. Completely ridiculous. Okay, the thing is, Riviera, you gotta understand, everyone who does this job, I'm just gonna be perfectly blunt with you, everyone who does this job comments on the news, whether it's the, you can't, I mean, Lauren would be, like, at the Rebel, would be a journalist in some cases, because she would go out and be the story. But other times, and you look at like TYT or Milo or other people like this, myself, Sargon, Thunderfoot, whomever, we all pull from other sources. We all pull from other fucking sources. So it doesn't, so we're pulling from the mainstream media. And then when everyone out there is saying that the mainstream media is full of shit, all mainstream media is full of shit to an extent. They're selling you a product, but everyone still pulls from the sources because they're the ones with the boots on the ground doing the actual reporting, and we're the jackasses sitting behind and talking about it. Like, it's part of a symbiotic system. So I find it very funny and very hypocritical when people are like, oh, the fucking mainstream media. It's like, no, you can read between the lines in a lot of these cases. But at the same time, the information still has to be gotten, and you get it through the mainstream goddamn media. It's just when people spend too much time listening to pundits, such as myself, and not doing the thorough legwork themselves is where shit gets crazy. I'm not saying I'm like the best thing ever for this job. I'm merely giving you my opinion on a number of things here. And I've been wrong. And when I'm wrong, I correct it. But I'm not telling you that you should listen to me above all else. I'm telling you that you might want to listen to me for a take on something, but still do your research and listen to other voices. So no, it's that comment makes very little sense, because if you look at the actual shit backing up what we do or how we do things, We all go to mainstream media. That's how we do it. So attacking it is just biting the hand that literally fucking feeds you. So, all right. Let's see. Okay. The Rapper 1000, if you're not choosing to look at mainstream media, then you're listening to somebody else's spin. That's just the truth of it, buddy. That's the fucking truth of it right there. So, you know, that's it. You're literally just going to someone else's commentary. You know, and that's one of the hardest parts about journalism in modern times is it becomes like that. Yeah, I heard about the Total Biscuit trap thing. That was pretty funny. Someone asked that to my dad last night. Then I had to sit there and explain to my dad what that was. And then I had to show him a trap. So he looked at Bailey J for a hot second. Yeah. So anyway, let's get on with this motherfucker, man. All right. Goddamn, my computer's acting up on me. Okay, everything here is we're still rocking good there. Still rocking good. It's fucking warm. It's too goddamn warm, I tell you. Too goddamn fucking warm. Okay. Hold on. Okay. That guy, that morbid asshole is trying to fight with me and I'm getting distracted. My bad. Okay, let me hit record so I can actually do my fucking job. Make sure everything's working here. Oh no. Hold on. See if it stabilizes. Okay, I think it stabilized. It dropped because my kilobits a second dropped down to 0 and then fired up to 10,000. And now it's holding steady at about 33, which is pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I know this. I read the story, Dusty. I've already read the article. I'm just gonna go through it. All right. So you guys ready for some? You guys ready for some snaps? Oh, I shouldn't laugh if we're talking about this story. This is horrible. Okay. Snaps for traps. All right. Motherfucker. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneMatt channel, and one of the problems with covering current events is that you oftentimes have to look into the darkest recesses of humanity in order to find really interesting and utterly horrific things to talk about, because it's just the world we live in, and sometimes showcasing all of its nastiness is just the only way to process living in it. This story is one that is not uncommon. And I'm not even making that up. This happens more frequently than I think many of us like to admit. Not like epidemic levels of frequency, but still just crazy. But a woman was found dead, and it says here she may have been a victim of womb raiders. Now, if you don't know what that term is, well, you can kind of think that you can get it. It's a pun, clearly, but you can get it. So it says here that the body of a missing pregnant woman was found wrapped in plastic in a North Dakota river, ending an 8-day search and raising the macabre possibility that womb raiders forcibly removed her baby before she was killed, authorities and reports say. Again, this is not stuff that is that uncommon. Fargo Police Chief David Todd told reporters late Sunday that kayakers found the body of Savannah Gray Wind, 22, hanging from a log in the Red River. Todd, who spoke with the media from the Minnesota side of the river, about 6 miles north of Moorhead, said investigators found suspicious material at a nearby farmstead that may be a crime scene. Gray Wind, a nursing student at a senior care facility, disappeared August 19th from the apartment she shared with her parents in North Fargo. 5 days later, she went missing, and a 2-day-old baby girl was found at a neighbor's home. Now, starting to kind of come together, right? Kind of pieces all starting to come together. This feels like something that you would see on the hit FX show Fargo, because it actually happened not far from there. DNA tests proved that the baby was Gray Wind's daughter, leading investigators to suspect labor was somehow induced or that the child could have been removed from the mother's womb. The grisly discovery has now taken over conversations at local coffee shops, churches, and hotels, where some residents are making the grim realization that Gray Wind may have been the victim of womb raiders. And that's how these rumors start in these small towns. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I think it really did happen. I think these people right down over here, I think they killed her and they cut it out of her. I think that's probably what happened. And then in a town like that, because it's such a small town, and people talk, it grows weirder and wilder overnight. And when the truth of the story is still even more messed up than anything I think people could probably manufacture out of their own imagination. Someone here saying it's like a Lifetime movie. Yeah, except here, David Ogden Stiers is not going to show up at the end and save the day. And if you don't get that reference, that's okay. Watch almost any Lifetime movie from the early 2000s. David Ogden Stiers always shows up at the end and totally saves the day. This is coming from one Fargo resident, Tammy Kraus. She's telling the newspaper, saying, "Nothing surprises me anymore," says Bill Larson of Moorhead, Minnesota. And to Bill, I just have to say, spend more time on the internet. You'll be surprised. It's make it a little bit hard every once in a while to be surprised by something you read about online, but just to give you a quick little side note, there's a dude in Singapore, in South Korea, that currently has to pay $4,000 because he said that Dr. Dre was going to marry like the widow of some dead leader. Okay, weird shit happens all around the world. The woman's parents have told police that she visited the neighbor's apartment to work on a sewing project and then never came back. The two neighbors, Brooke Cruz and Willem Hone, were taken into custody after the baby was found and charged with conspiracy to commit kidnapping. There might also be a pesky murder charge tossed in there for good measure, as it should. Saying Brooke Cruz was home during the execution of a search warrant. A newborn infant was also present in the apartment. The infant was alive and was immediately taken to a medical facility. Our investigation thus far indicates the possibility that this is Savannah Graywin's child. Well, of course, it has been now proved through DNA that it is the woman's child. And that's like one of the worst things. That kid's going to grow up like having to learn about how for one, she came into the world, and two, how her mother died. And that's not something I wish on anyone. These kind of stories are tough, and they're tougher, I guess, when you're a parent. And I'm not quite there yet, but I'm in that transition phase. And so that my girlfriend's pregnant in the other room right now, and I just kind of think like, what if somebody came for her? Like, what would I do? That whole mentality kicks into play. And I'm glad that they were able to track this down so quickly. It's just unfortunate that it came to this at all. The baby was found in good condition and is now at a hospital in Fargo under the custody of social services. Cass County State Attorney Birch Burdick, says Hone and Cruz are expected to appear in court Monday afternoon to be formally charged with conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to commit kidnapping, and providing false information to law enforcement. There's no indication that other suspects are involved. Clay County Sheriff Bill Berquist said the farmstead where the woman's body was found has an abandoned home with barns, but hasn't had an official address for quite some time. The owner of the property has been cooperative with investigators. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure at this point in time they're going like, I'm sorry, what happened to my property now? Oh, damn. I mean, imagine just being the property owner and finding out like, oh, some woman was murdered and her child was literally gutted from her womb right there in your abandoned barn. Pretty sure when all this goes away, that barn is going to be torn down and the land will be salted. Going on to say here that the team was searching when they went to that house. They found some things that were very, very suspicious, and that's what brought us here. So whatever they found in that house, whatever they found inside that abandoned area, clearly led them to the neighbors. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office is expected to release preliminary information from an autopsy later Monday or early Tuesday. So by the time this video goes out, that information will probably be available. Graywind was the victim of cruel and vicious act of depravity, Todd said during a news conference, and that is true. I mean, how horrible is it for a 9-month pregnant woman at the age of 22 to have her child ripped from her womb, probably while she was alive. In order to prevent shock to the baby, and then they just, I mean, it's the worst kind of C-section you could imagine, and all without an epidural. Sorry, bad joke. Up to 400 people, including one man from Farways, Arizona, took part in the searches. And one day after, her newborn baby was found alive. Okay. So, yeah. It says, so the father of the baby, the father of the woman's baby told the news that he and Graywind had been expecting a baby girl who was due in late September, so she's 8 months. They had planned to name her Hazley Joe, he said. They said it's healthy, but they're running more tests. That's got to be horrible for the father, too. He has a 22-year-old girlfriend, pregnant, 8 months pregnant with the child. They're going to name her Hazley Joe, and that's all gone now. That's gone because some people are just a horrible people. And I know that talking about these things are never easy, and they're never fun to discuss these things, but I was drawn to the story given my current situation and also my love of the macabre and my interest in this kind of situation. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad these people are busted and they'll never have the opportunity to do anything like this ever again, because, you know, deep down, I believe we all know that they wouldn't have stopped with just her. And we might find out that they've done other things like this to other people out there. And at least law enforcement has been able to put them away for a long time. And that, and the fact that the baby girl is alive and healthy, are the only good elements of this story. All right. Whew. Gotta turn this back on for a sec. Okay. Fucking goddamn, it's warm. Hold on, I'm looking through some shit right here. All right. Okay. So, that was fucked up, right? Sorry, I got... yeah, no, it gives you nightmares, man. That kind of shit's just crazy. You want to make sure that, like, you know, people out there being womb raiders and shit, like, you know, it exists. Will I ever stream stalker games? I don't know. Kawhi Ratface, thank you for turning off that pesky ad block. I appreciate it. Well, Nathan, this video will probably not be monetized, but I felt like I want to talk about it given my current situation. So, so there's that. It's again, it's one of those stories where, you know, not everything's going to be monetized, not everything is going to go ahead. It's a gamble, but again, you know, like, what more could I say about Houston that hasn't already been said? And to be fair, what more could I say about the situation that hasn't already been said? That's one of the hardest parts of doing this job is you talk about certain things, but you also want them to have an impact on you. I don't live in Houston. I don't live in Texas. My friends who live in Texas are in, like, the north part of Texas. So I'm not directly impacted by the events there. My girlfriend is 6 months pregnant. So I'm impacted by this story. I have not seen Logan Lucky yet. I just saw the Hitman's Bodyguard tonight. So, oh god, okay. Good night, Chaos Sonic. Thank you very much, man. You thought about streaming political events via Periscope? Drake, I've thought about streaming on Periscope during the daytime, and then seeing how that plays out. I know that I could probably broadcast this to Periscope. I know Magog, his stream earlier today, he was broadcasting to YouTube as well as Periscope, and there's ways to do it. I just don't know how to do it. I've seen some tutorials. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at them yet. So there's definitely that. Do I know there's a Tomb Raider porn parody called Womb Raider? That doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. It does not surprise me one goddamn bit. All right. Okay. Okay, let's jump into the next one here. because this ought to be, again, this is more socio-political, so I figure better here than on the other stuff. That's just me, but I could be wrong. We have to wait and see. Lame. Okay. Turn that off. Get this stuff prepped. I will want to make sure. All right. Everything's still rolling pretty good. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Remember, snaps for traps, guys. Snaps for traps. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and while I normally talk about movies over on my movie channel, 3 Buck Theater, this being more of a socio-political event, I felt it worthy to talk about on the main channel to a much larger audience. Last week, it was announced that Ed Skrein would be playing a role that was originally Japanese-American in Hellboy. The comics, he'd be playing the character in the movies, and there was a huge pushback for whitewashing, as tends to happen in these situations, especially given some of the more recent films that have come out, like Ghost in the Shell. And Ed's actually, according to people, did the right thing by backing out of the role when faced with this potential backlash. Saying here that in a possibly unprecedented win against whitewashing, Ed Skrein has stepped down from playing Major Ben Daimyo in the Neil Marshall-helmed reboot of Hellboy. The Japanese-American character had become the source of controversy when Skrein, a white British actor, was cast in the role last week. Criticisms of whitewashing mounted against the casting until finally Skrein announced on Monday that he decided to leave the project. Now, there's always cries of whitewashing in these particular situations, and some of them I'll give you, this one was definitely one of them. But at the same time, these are always adaptations, and I don't necessarily give much of a shit if I don't care for the most part. I don't care that Hermione was black in the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child play. I only cared about that issue because everyone made it a big issue, and I was just like, pushing back against like a lot of the nonsense. I don't care that Scarlett Johansson, played Major Kutaragi in Ghost in the Shell. She was a different character in all reality. If you saw the movie, you would know that. Death Note, whitewashing. They were effectively similar themed characters, but also different characters in a different adaptation. That's why it's called an adaptation. They're not meant to... They don't ever fully follow, right? And if you can sit there and look at but just to kind of flip this around real quick, Roland Deschain, right? Dark Tower, Idris Elba, great actor, did a great job in that movie. I like the film quite a bit. Black actor playing a white role, and that role comes up in a book down the road where he meets a woman who I believe is black and is extremely racist, and that's part of the dynamic of those two characters. But that was entirely done away with for the adaptation in order to put a black man in the lead role. And again, I don't have a problem with that. It's an adaptation. It's going to change shit. The movie didn't really fare well with audiences, and I understand that. But it's also kind of like, if one is okay, why isn't the other okay? You know what I mean? Like, why is it okay for Idris Elba to play Roland when, in this particular case, it's not okay for Ed Skrein to play this Major Ben Daimyo? And I'm only asking that question just from that perspective of, when you want to talk about equality, which is something that comes up quite a bit in entertainment, why is one allowed when one isn't? That's not how equality works, and that's pretty funny that people always tend to forget that it is a two-way street. But it goes on to say here that the trend of whitewashing characters, casting white actors in the roles that were originally written for or as people of color, has become a blight in Hollywood, with roles in major tentpoles and other superhero movies often becoming a lightning rod for conversations on the lack of diversity and representation in films. Films like Doctor Strange and Ghost in the Shell were heavily criticized for changing characters' ethnicities to white, despite being of Asian descent in the source material. Well, see, again, let's talk about that for a second here. Doctor Strange, you had the ancient one. They decided to make, cast Tilda Swinton. One, she's a good actress. Two, they wanted to make her Celtic as to not piss off the Chinese, which are a big part of the market of that film, and they didn't want to anger a big market. It was a dumb play, but if you think about it from that particular aspect, from an economical aspect, it made sense. When it comes to Ghost in the Shell, as I said before, it's an adaptation. She played basically a different character. She wasn't, she wasn't Motoko Kusanagi. She was Mira. And even then it was, I might have mispronounced her name. I apologize, but that's the character thing there. Then look at Danny Rand, right? Danny Rand is a white character in the comics, but they've been accusing Netflix of whitewashing in that regard, because the character should have been played by an Asian American actor or an Asian actor, even though he was white in the comics. They want it changed one way, but only one way. They don't ever want it, that give and take. They don't ever want that back and forth. And I just find it to be funny. Now, you could argue that representation over the course of many years has, played definitely in the favor of white actors taking on roles that were traditionally written for, people who were non-white. But we're living in the age where this is going back and forth constantly, and it's one battle or the other, but people don't ever seem to acknowledge the other side, which for me is just really freaking laughable. But protest as they might, social media and pop culture critics couldn't enact change against a powerful industry like Hollywood, which is slow in its movement towards progress, as seen by Skrine's casting in Hellboy just months after Ghost in the Shell bombed at the box office amidst whitewashing outcry. Again, the movie bombing in the box office had very little to do with Scarlett Johansson in the lead role. It came out at the tail end of March 2017, right after not only Logan, Beauty and the Beast, and Power Rangers had come out prior to Ghost in the Shell, and all of those movies fared a lot better. There's only a finite amount of money that goes into the movies, and those were all eaten up that month by other properties. So yeah, and again, the movie was panned by critics, but panned more or less for its actual merit, not so much the casting of the lead character. Skrine may have been the first actor to step down from a role over cultural and representation issues after social media and journalists criticized the choice, which is huge. And let's be realistic here. That is probably what happened, but never assume that it happened out of the goodness and kindness of his own heart. Skrine posted on Twitter, "It is clear..." Well, let's just read what he has to say, what he actually said here, instead of reading what they said first. Last week, it was announced that I would be playing Major Ben Daimyo in the upcoming Hellboy reboot. I accepted the role unaware that the character in the comics was of mixed Asian heritage. There has been an intense conversation and understandable upset since that announcement, and I must do what I feel is right. It is clear that representing this character in a culturally accurate way holds significance for people, and that to neglect this responsibility would continue a worrying tendency to obscure ethnic minority stories and voices in the arts. I feel it is important to honor and respect that, therefore I've decided to step down so the role can be cast appropriately. Representation of ethnic diversity is important, especially to me as I have a mixed heritage family. It is our responsibility to make moral decisions in difficult times and to give voice to inclusivity. It is my hope that one day these discussions will become less necessary and that we can help make equal representation in the arts a reality. I am sad to leave Hellboy, but if this decision brings us closer to that day, it is worth it. I hope it makes a difference. With love and hope, Ed Skrine. And again, a lot of people are really happy about this. They claim it as a victory. The social justice warriors are they're one hand clapping or they're spirit fingering, right? Because they can't clap because that's going to trigger some people, but they're spirit fingering right now. Over this issue, and I would essentially hand it to them. I think that is a victory that they won. Ultimately, I don't think it really matters as a whole, to be honest with you. I know to some people it probably does, and they might look at me as being insensitive, but as I pointed out before, it's a two-way street. It goes both ways. And if one's okay and the other one's not okay, then that's some horseshit, in my opinion. But that being said, look, if they can find a better actor for the role, and I'm pretty sure now more Asian American actors are going to be lining up to want to audition for the part, and they might be able to get someone like Daniel Day Kim, who recently left Hawaii Five-0 over not being paid as much as the other co-stars on the show. He claimed it was a racial issue, but it broke down to a monetary issue, and one that they were able to then play to their advantage due to the current situation involving racial tensions in Hollywood. Again, a lot of the stuff is kind of brought on by people, in the industry that, or people on the outsides of the industry that are trying to fight for more voices. And this is an interesting topic too, because a friend of mine, a filmmaker who is half Filipino, you know, has been struggling for years in Hollywood to try and make his mark. He's been struggling for years in Hollywood to try and make his way. And just recently, he discovered the Filipino film community in Los Angeles. And then since then, he's been really playing up his Filipino heritage. Everything's been casting all Filipino actors and all Filipino, crew. And he's, started really running on that stuff. And I watch it happen, and I see what he's doing. I see what game he's playing. And he's doing what he can to get ahead. And that is a very similar action to what Ed Skrein did here. Ed Skrein is basically sitting there saying, like, I'm backing out of this movie, but it's going to give me a lot of capital going forward. He'll be able to then use that as a way to propel himself through popularity. And in Hollywood, popularity is where the money is. And so it might actually open itself up to a higher paying role, because before now, did you know who he was? Probably not. You might remember him as a bad guy from Deadpool, or as the failed second transporter. He doesn't have a lot of social capital in Hollywood, and now he's got a bit more of it with the backing of the bloggers and those particular, social activists that are trying to push the thing forward. And I apologize if I come across as being very callous or insensitive in this issue. I do want there to be more stories being told in Hollywood that have more diverse voices, have more diverse casts. I'm not against that at all. But also, I understand that when it comes to the producing part of Hollywood, when it comes to the producing part of making these things work, there is a greater, bigger picture at play. And, they're trying to make the best product that they can, and things change. And as I pointed out, when you have the call for equality, but you're not giving that in other areas, then it kind of all falls flat on its face. But at the same time, this would be a wise move for Universal and the guys behind the new Hellboy reboot to play this mode up, to play this positive press up, and use it as a way to springboard themselves to some more social capital that could only benefit them in the box office when the movie comes out next year. And if you're asking yourself, why would they do that? Well, to give you guys an understanding, this last weekend, the one that we're just coming off of, was the slowest movie-going weekend in, I do believe, 17 years. So they want butts in seats. They want dollars at the box office. And, basically piggybacking on this move is the best thing for them. All right. There you go. Damn, my fucking computer keeps acting up. It might just be my wireless mouse keeps getting fucked with. I'm trying to bring the damn chat back. God damn. Sorry, it's like not working. All right. Big Dick Malone, my beard's fine. Leave it where it's at. So, all right. So I'm looking through the chat right now. Okay. Well, there we go. Why do they need to make another Hellboy to begin with? The first two are perfectly good. Because they're trying to franchise it out. They're trying to franchise it with David Harbour. They wanted to get a sequel and a third movie. They wanted to be bigger. Guillermo should have pushed harder, I think. He tried one last time to get it done, but he had also set up this really big story that I think he wasn't willing to kind of scale down. Neil Marshall is a very solid director, and one that will be able to work within a confined budget. At the same time, Marshall is also going for more of a horror film with this one versus kind of more fantasy, which was what they did before. I would be okay with the change in direction. Just bring me back Ron Perlman as Hellboy. Like, that's what I want in this particular case. What would I love to get rebooted? You want a Shadow movie? That'd be pretty dope. I would like them to reboot. Oh man. What would I like them to reboot? There's a lot of cool shit out there. Like, how about Fantastic Four and Marvel? That'd be pretty good. No, non-superhero related shit, obviously. Okay. Sahara, the Matthew McConaughey movie from 2005. I love that movie. I love Clive Cussler books. I think they're so fun. And I felt that movie was very well done, that Breck Eisner did a great job directing it. By the way, he's son of Michael Eisner from Disney. Also did 2010's The Crazies, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I think he's always gotten a bit of a bum rap. I mean, there's a lot of production problems on Sahara, but I feel like they could have gone and done more of a series of that thing. There's so much to pull from Clive Cussler. I don't know why they haven't adapted any more of his stuff. So can we agree that Iron Fist is way better than the second half of Luke Cage? Yes, Nathan. You can also stop asking me that now. You bring that up every time. I know, and I know Woodcutter. I know that Perlman wouldn't do it without without Del Toro, and I respect that. There is loyalty there, and I'm cool. I'm cool on that one. I didn't read Nick Fury versus Deadpool, so I don't know. Varen, or Varen, yeah, no, it's not. It's not. It's David Harbour from Stranger Things, the sheriff. He's playing that. They should reboot The Fifth Element in a Game of Thrones style TV show. That'd be pretty cool. Am I Dirk Pitt or Al Giordino? Dirk Pitt. Del Toro is an amazing director. He is, but like his last few movies have not done very well. Like Pacific Rim, I thought was really good, but what was that one? Crimson Peak. Kind of like eh. I didn't see it, but I heard eh. The trailer looked eh. You want a World War II movie where they cast all the Nazis as Jewish actors? That'd be pretty funny. I don't know if I could do that kind of Mundane Matt shirt. What's my favorite Martin Scorsese movie? The Departed. I really, really like The Departed. So we should reboot Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, the same actors. I'm down for rebooting Batman and Robin. I think Batman Forever is fine the way it is. I love Batman Forever the way it is. So when we get to watch that Zoe Quinn movie, we won't. Apparently, there's a review out for her book. Yeah, I gotta read that. I gotta read that review. You want an all-white cast version of Roots? Damn straight. When we talk about white suppression, I'm totally fucking kidding. So, all right, you keep talking about the beard, Malone. I'm gonna fucking mute you for fucking 6 minutes. Favorite Guy Ritchie movie? Mine is Lock, Stock, because it was the one my first experience with Ritchie. I love Snatch. I really liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. too. That was an amazingly underrated film. But also both Sherlock Holmes movies were good. He did Rock and Rolla was pretty dope. Would love to see a sequel. Hitman's Bodyguard was Nick Fury versus Deadpool. That's what it was. Oh, I see. That was pretty good. Have I seen Big Trouble in Little China? Dude, I saw that movie when I was 5 years old, and I still remember the first time I saw it. Yes, I have seen Big Trouble in Little China. Will Deadpool 2 get the same level of success as the first one? I don't know. I don't know. Did I like Logan or Deadpool? Absolutely. So, tell us a story from your high school days. Maybe later. I gotta do this last one. So... Alright. Big Trouble Little China is being remade. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's take a look at this last one here. We'll go through this real quick. And... how long is this? Okay. Well, we could probably watch this too. I'll just reset it. Make sure the sound is up. And hold on. Okay. Well, we can probably just have the sound also down really low. That doesn't pop up. Because I don't want people to, like, you know, I don't want to get popped for talking about it. Okay. Fucking 500,000 subs. Douche. I have a feeling Sargon will go there. Okay. Let's start recording. Favorite Disney movie from when I was a kid? Goofy movie. That's just a great movie. So they should remake Godfather, but with Transformers. All right. There you go. And cool. I told you I was gonna fucking time his ass out. Put that shit in timeout, man. Okay, ready? professional. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneMatt channel. And right now, YouTubers everywhere, myself included, are freaking out about YouTube and the adpocalypse and whether or not we have a future here on this platform. And the way it's looking, and I am being legitimate here, not well. And I say that as a person who's not looking to leave, but just looking at everything as it's playing out. We don't quite know what's going to happen next. They're not communicating with us. And now is the time for a rival platform to shine. And many people out there have been pushing me to go, go towards vid.me, and it's a good platform, but it's not there yet. And it doesn't have the backing, even though a few months ago it did get $6 million in investment funds. But this story, this has me intrigued because of who's behind it. And that is Kim.com, the guy behind Mega, your favorite movie downloading site that you don't want to tell anyone about in hopes that they never actually catch on that it exists, so then you can keep using it unimpeded. And idiots who always brag about watching pirated movies aren't always bragging about where the hell they got it from. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Dell. Shut your whore mouth. Anyway, Kim.com wants to earn more income for YouTubers with his Bitcoin payment service. And him clearly looking at the camera going, I'm gonna get you. But it kind of makes sense why he wants to do this sort of stuff. So this year's adpocalypse reinforced the idea that YouTube stars need to diversify their revenue streams. Check off no shit for that particular reason. And one place where those creators can find fresh funding is from their fans. And okay, before I move forward from that one, yes, that's very true. We can go to the fans. Those of you guys who support me via Super Chat when I do live streams and record my episodes live for you are awesome. I greatly appreciate it. You guys who help out with Patreon or the Amazon affiliate stuff, you guys are fantastic. The Bitcoin donators, the PayPal donators, everyone who supports the channel, essentially what I'm trying to say. But that's also not enough. And I know that sounds horrible to say out loud, but that is the truth of it, is it's not enough. And so diversifying it is going to have to be the way of the future, or seriously resulting to some on the ground, hands clasped e-begging, which none of us want to do, because eventually, and this is a reality, eventually there's going to become a cannibalization. Eventually enough people are going to push that particular good nature to its limits, and people are going to have to choose what I call the Sophie's choice of supporting YouTubers. And as a result of that, it's going to get very bad very quick. And so that's the reason why the ads are important. The ads are important because they kind of keep it even. It's like people can earn off those ads enough to where they don't have to constantly be begging, their supporters. You could just imagine there's going to be someone coming up for, like that scene from Boys in the Hood, like, hey man, you got that Patreon money, man? You got that super chat money, man, I'll suck your dick. That could happen. And in some cases, I'm pretty sure it already has. So it's important to diversify, but where we go next is clearly the issue. As more YouTubers solicit contributions from their viewers, controversial tech entrepreneur Kim.com believes their cryptocurrency Bitcoin can serve as a powerful solution for them. His new venture, Bitash, is a service designated around Bitcoin micropayments, and to put it to test, he's looking for to partner with creators who have more than 500,000 subscribers. I'm not quite there yet, because I probably would give this thing a go. I got a kid on the way, man. To quote Benny from Total Recall, I got mouths to feed, man. No, it's true. I mean, like any kind of, port and storm at this point, but from one who's been able, Kim, okay, here's why I'm interested in this. Vid.me seems like a cool platform. People can do like PayPal tips and everything like that, which is pretty nice. But Kim.com owned like a fortress in New Zealand. He has made serious money. So this dude knows the game of earning money off online. So he's willing to put that his experience, his knowledge from what he has built into this game, which is why I'm intrigued. And him capping it at people with 500,000 subs and above is a real dick play. Lower that to 148,000. Por favor, Kim.com. Anyway. Bitcoin, which comes in small denominations, $1 currently exchanges for about 4,300 Bitcoins. I don't know if that's not accurate. It's not $1 exchanges for 4,300 Bitcoins. It's one Bitcoin is about $4,300. So whoever wrote this article, Sam Guttell, kind of a dum-dum. It makes sense as a currency for small contributions from fans or creators. Bitash makes those micropayments smooth and efficient, and .com hopes that YouTube stars will see this the sense in employing his service for those transactions. BitHash for YouTubers, he tweeted on August 26th, more income for YouTubers. YouTubers at 500K, hit me up for beta partnership. So here we go on this one. And I'm sure he'll lower that as things go on. And the thing with that, though, is the way that Bitcoin works, just in terms of like the Satoshi, is, you know, you can farm that shit on your own, right? So you could sit there and like watch YouTube videos and like fucking farm Bitcoin and everything else. Like, a lot of people have started running Bitcoin mining operations, or Ethereum, I think is the other one too. I'll be meeting up with Barnacles at PAX in a couple days, and I'm gonna be like, you tell me about all your Bitcoin stuff, because that is a wave of the future, not the wave of the future, but cryptocurrency is definitely not going anywhere, and people have been able to make some serious good money off of it. So him finding a way to put that all together is definitely going to be interesting, because I want to know what it's going to tie into as a whole. So this is this is the video they put together, a little 50-second commercial. Let's take a look at this here. You can create amazing content. All right. I agree with all those things. My followers love me. That's right, you do. Are you? I like to think I am. Okay. Each time they watch your videos, I like that. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I get it. All right. Okay, so it's kind of like Patreon. It's kind of like Patreon in that regard, because it looks like here, if you go back, right, it looks like this is, I can't tell if this is, okay, so this is a YouTube page. This is going to be, this BitHash is going to be an app, or a Chrome or Mozilla Firefox extension that's going to be very similar to like vidIQ or anything else like this, any one of those extensions. And it's going to work right there, and people can have that installed and then donate the Bitcoin right from the browser, which is interesting. And then you can put it out there. So it's kind of going to be like Patreon in that regard, and also people can donate directly. That's fascinating to me. That's fascinating to me, definitely. I like what he's talking about here. The 500,000K limit, though, it's all right. And so essentially there's that. But this is where it gets into the downside, because there's always a downside to this kind of stuff here. If you care, if you really care, this is kind of minimal. The YouTubers who link up with BitHash won't just be taking a risk on a new micropayment platform. They will also be joining forces with a man who could soon face trial on copyright infringement charges. .com is best known for the founder of Mega Upload, a file-sharing service that was seized by the U.S. government in 2012. The U.S. is currently trying to extradite .com from his home in New Zealand, though the entrepreneur believes he will continue to elude law enforcement officials who are harrying him. The U.S. extradition case is dying, he tweeted last month, and someone is going to pay for this mess. And he has officially, over the course of the past 5 years, been able to evade U.S. officials for, you know, coming out and like for, you know, from extraditing him. And I will fully admit, he has had a few tricks up his sleeves that hasn't worked very well in terms of getting this thing gone. He tried to claim that he had information that Seth Rich was really the Wikipedia or the WikiLeaks or the leak of the DNC information, that he had talked to him directly. Nothing from what I could tell has ever come from that. I don't know if anything ever will, but he did try that a few months ago. And Kim.com is a very larger than life dude, and one that when it comes to dealing in this particular marketplace has a lot of experience, and it really does not like the corporate culture of the internet, and wants to find ways to, I don't know, fuck with that as much as he possibly can. So in the meantime, I don't know what's going to go on with this. I'm going to keep my ear to the ground, because this could be another alternative. If we don't have to leave the platform, but we can find something that will take on Patreon and how they've been kind of strong-arming a few people recently, it feels like, and everything else, and also still kind of work within cryptocurrency, which a lot of people I know are turning to these days, especially because you can then mine it yourself, earn money your way, and then also support people you want to support. And it's easier in that regard. And that transaction, I should say, is easier. Something to consider for the future, but until it gets really rolling, we won't know how effective it really is. Okay. Whew. That's interesting. Let me turn that down. Okay. And let me just, that's all good. All right, cool beans. Oh. No, JPath, you're fine. You're fine, dude. You're fine. You used to think that Kim.com was a slime ball. He is probably a slime ball. He's gamed the system for years, and he's used it to his advantage, and now he's very much trying to fight back against a number of things. So I would fully expect a lot of people to jump on board with this, simply because of the cryptocurrency angle of it, to be honest with you. I'd be very curious to see what happens next with everything. In the meantime, we're going to have to wait and see, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here? Anything is possible. I mean, and the thing is too, it's like some people have hooked me up with some Bitcoin donations recently, and those have only increased in value due to the sliding scale of the Bitcoin dollar, or of the Bitcoin value. So that could be something to consider as well. So am I going to talk about the Down syndrome stuff in Iceland? I have no freaking idea. I don't know. Didn't Kim.com say Mega wasn't his affiliate anymore after? I don't think he left that on his own. I am pretty sure he is still. If he is not working there, he's still taking a cut from that. There's definitely that. But all right, guys. I think right now it's almost midnight. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. We had a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard, talk more about what's going on in the world. If you guys have stories you want to share, which I hope you guys do, hit me up in the MundaneMatt.com/submit. The Discord link is in the description below if you guys want to jump on board and chit chat there. I'm relatively active in there. I read everything if I don't always respond, but you know, it's a good community. People always hanging out and BSing with one another. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.